Okay, so we're back in our third lecture for the lab of computer architecture. And let me go, we know now enough to do our work. So let me, English with lab with Nachum. And let's look at lab 1. So it says, write a program that copies a block of words that starts at an address located at A0 to a block of words that begins with an address found at A1. So first of all, this confuses a lot of people. They think, what is this words? A block of words. What is it? Can somebody tell me what a block of words is?
An array of 4-byte integers.
Exactly, an array of 4-byte integers. That's what a block he's calling. I mean, I translated this from the Hebrew version, and he called it a block in Hebrew. So, but he's trying to write in like because from the perspective of like memory, it's just a block of memory. It's not an array. I mean, it depends how you use it. But so it's an array though, but we'll call it an array. We're basically being told to make an array of integers, and that the pointer to the integer array should be located in A0. In other words, the address of the block should be put into A0, and that means that A0 is essentially a pointer to that array. And then we have to copy all the numbers to another array. So we'll have 2 arrays by the end of this that are identical. A1 will point to 1, and A0 will point to the original one. We'll also count. The program will count the number of words copied and save the result in the register V0. The last word to be copied but not counted has the value 0. This is a key line, which means we're going to count all the words, but we're going to copy the 0, but we won't count it. But that will tell us, the 0 will tell us that we finished the array. So we're not going to know the size of the array, but we're going to just copy until we hit a 0. That's the first problem. Let's see how we can start doing that. So we should open Mars. File, do open. You can do open. If you have a file that already exists, you can do open. And then you can go where it is, like I'm doing, and I'll choose here, oops, 1. So, I mean, this is just some, I always like this, I mean, this is some program I wrote before. Let's just get rid of most of this. And we have an array. We're supposed to make an array, call it my array, words, and we can put in values. So this array is a block of words. And notice that I put a 0 in the middle here. So it should stop at the 0. And then I can make another array, my array 2 dot word. And this one I can just leave it blank. I can do it like that and just leave it blank. Or if I want it to be a little bit nicer, I could write space, 700. So I made 700 bytes of empty space. And now I have to get the address of the first one. So
sorry, I don't need to specify the space before. I mean, if you just do dot word, then and I start copying to it, there's the limit is a high limit. I mean,
oh, if I do this, you're saying if I would do this, this would also work. It depends. This would work technically because what I'm doing is making an array that has no elements in it. And then I'll just start writing beyond the limits of that array. In other words, the array essentially has no elements, so I can't really write to it. But it has a location in memory, and I'll just start writing to those locations. And since I know there's nothing after it, I won't be overwriting anything. If I would do it, so that will work. If I would do it the other way around, I mean, just to confuse you, if I would do this way, sorry, yeah. This way would not work. Because this array would be nothing, and then immediately after would be the 4. So I would overwrite my original array as I was writing. It would not work. But
So
the
to
way
create a block of empty space, you need to use dot space.
Yeah, so dot space, and then I can do 800. This will work. But that will work because I said 800 spaces. But I'll do it my array. Oh, 2, I gotta call it. And let's say dot space, and we'll say 800. Doesn't really matter. Now, how do I get the name? How do I get the pointer to the array? What command?
Load address,
right.
register,
LA.
label.
LA, and then I choose a register. Well, I don't have to choose a register because if you remember, it was chosen for me. A0 is pointing to the first block. That's what I got to do. I'm going to follow instructions because I'm a good student. LA $A0. And I want to put my array. And I got to do the same thing for the other array, but not into A0, into A1. My array 2. And now I've got to do a loop and copy them and stop the loop at a certain point. But I don't want to write that for you. I want you to do it yourselves now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop the share and stop the record.